What's up, and thank you for listening to the Bottomless Banter podcast with Chris and Jay. He's Chris, and I am Jay. And if you're looking to add something humorous to your playlist that's not going to get too heavy or political, please consider clicking subscribe down below and come back sometime, hang out with us. It is Friday night, April the 26th, 2019, and we're hanging out.
Yeah, what's happening?
Hanging out, talking about festivals and things.
Yeah.
There was
Festivus.
a festival.
Festivus.
Yeah, Festivus.
For the rest of us.
In Coachella, right?
Yeah, with a Festivus with a little touch of herpes.
With a pretty large touch of herpes.
There was a lot of touching.
There was a lot of touching going on.
Yeah. So what was the whole deal there?
So there was a music festival in Southern California at the Coachella. It was a Coachella Music Festival, right? Is that?
I think that's
close
enough.
Something like that. Anyhow,
both of our listeners will understand what we're talking about. I'll explain it to them at home.
What was it? Herp Alert, or what's the name of the Herp? Yeah, Herp Alert.
Yeah.
Which is apparently an online service where you can discreetly go and take pictures of your junk and send it to them, and they'll tell you if you got herpes or not.
Yeah, not
and if
safe
you do,
for work.
they'll
Not safe for work.
not say it's definitely not.
I guess it depends on what kind of work you do, but
That's true.
the average.
That could be really, really awkward, like in an office setting, though. If you're
Right, that's frowned upon. Taking pictures of your herpes,
herpes
and loading it
at
on
work.
on the computer. Yeah, that's
probably gonna have trouble getting past the firewall on that one.
right.
Maybe you never know.
Well, so yeah, the Herp Alert. I guess you can you upload a picture, and it's completely online, and a doctor
And discreet.
A doctor will look at it and discreet, except for it's probably all like
Unless they
10th
tell
graders,
TMZ
like
that
10th, and they tell TMZ, right? 'Cause, yeah,
TMZ's reporting that this Herp Alert,
right.
what was a stat? It was on average they have about 12 people per day
down in that area that contact them, that say I have a concern, and that send them a picture, and then it's looked at by supposedly a doctor.
got concerns with my area.
Right, and then in the event that they believe that it is some kind of a herpes infection, then they will send a prescription within 2 hours. It sounds like
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is great. I mean, it takes me like forever to get. It's 2 hours, but then if you go to CVS down here, it'll take you 8 hours in line to get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Can we get that for other medications? I wonder.
I don't know.
If it's just herpes medication.
I don't know. You think?
I wonder if they sell boner pills. Can you get boner pills from
boner pill? Well, the problem is there's such a long wait. Like, 2 hours is still a little bit long.
For the
pun.
Right.
For I mean, if you can't get it up, and you send them a picture of your
right.
If
you're flaccid.
Right, exactly. I was trying to figure out how to say that politely.
Right.
And then you got to stand in line for 8 hours after that. I don't know if that's going to even be worth it.
That's true.
True. So these people are getting these prescriptions, but I think you were going to say 12 people on average. Is what they get
from Indio, Palm Springs, and Coachella Valley, right?
Yeah,
Coachella
LA,
Valley,
LA area, I guess. Maybe I don't know. But it went up to 250 after the concert. Like the day after the concert, went up to 250, and then since then, which has only been a week ago, there's 1,105 of them.
1,105.
1,105.
That is insane.
That is crazy. That is absolutely
That's a whole
crazy.
lot of itchy crotches.
So, in addition to that, they say 67% of the population has herpes.
Some form of herpes. Yeah, that is insane.
Herpes.
That's a crazy statistic too.
Yeah, and so one thing that worries me, I've gone to country concerts before.
Right.
I've gone to a lot of different concerts before. I've been afraid of a lot of things at concerts. It depends on what kind of concert you go to. If it's like a rap concert or whatever, you're always worried about getting stabbed or something. I don't know. Right. But I've never thought, I got to really watch myself so I don't get herpes.
I don't get herpes.
Yeah, that is concerning. So if you take that 67% of the population, I'm wondering what when you have a music festival like that with 120,000 people in it, by the way.
That's a lot of
That's
herpes.
a lot of freaking people. So yeah, but not only that, what's the percentage there? Is it like 100%?
Right. Right. What percentage of that group
Right.
is of that 67% is collected?
Because
these
120,000
music
people, that could be the 67%.
could be
right there.
it.
Yeah.
Could be
And
99%.
67%, that's freaking huge. It's almost population. Half
almost-
of the population.
That's almost half the population.
Almost half the population.
Almost.
Yeah.
Dang near half.
Crazy.
Well, and another odd statistic that we stumbled on when we were doing the research for this was the 43% of women that have gone to the music festivals have said that they've been sexually assaulted in some way.
That's funny. It's funny that, well, it's not funny.
It's not funny.
I
but
noticed you
that's-
giggled about that a little bit. I'm a little concerned about that, but
I'm
not
just
funny.
thinking
The
I need
sexual
to start
assault.
going to some music festivals.
Right. Well, it sounds like you have been. The sexual assault thing is not humorous, obviously, but the sheer number of just I look at the other end, the drunk idiot guys that are running around doing who knows what that are sexually assaulting over almost half of the population of these. That's over 110,000 people.
Yeah.
Or almost 100, probably about 100,000 people at this concert.
Of the
Females.
200 and something.
The females,
Yeah.
That if 43% were
That's
sexually,
crazy.
That is nuts. That's crazy. Yeah. So I'll be a little bit more careful next time I go to a concert. So I would like to know. I think we should have different wristbands or something, like some kind of color coding.
So that you can know to stay away from.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Stay away from them. Or if it was like, if they just gave us a statistic like, hey, I just want to let you guys know this is our 98% concert tonight. 98% of the people here do have herpes. Just throwing that
If
out
you've
there.
got herpes, this is the place for you. Come on down.
Right.
Like that could be kind of a marketing thing, really.
It could be.
If you think about it, if 67% of the population have herpes, that's a hot market right there.
Right.
You could market to people, say,
and
if
not only
you've got
that,
the herpes, come on down.
and not only
There's
that,
going to be a shit ton of other people with herpes. You
Right.
can fuck your your night away.
can you get herpes
not
twice?
worry.
Can you get
What are
herpes
you going to
twice?
do? Get it twice? Get
Right.
double herpes? No.
Right. It'd be like a bunch of pregnant people there. Like,
Right?
I'm in the
What are you
clear.
going to do? Get more pregnant?
I'm in the clear.
Yeah, exactly. Could be a beautiful thing.
It could be.
Fest 2020 coming next year.
They'd have to burn the fucker down afterward. I mean, to the
There you
ground,
go.
because you wouldn't want to have any more concerts there.
No,
That would be bad.
unless it's just another series of those concerts.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I'm just wondering how bad they can get. Like, not herpes in general, but can you get it again and again, like in different places, or is it just all over?
That's a good question. That's a question for like a doctor. It'd be nice if we could
Yeah.
ask a doctor.
Yeah. So
I would imagine there's multiple strains of herpes, right?
I would assume, and I
So
guess you could probably get multiple.
all
yeah.
of them.
Right. Something to,
You have 27 different types of herpes, sir.
yeah. So that could be a concern if they did do the herpes reunion tour next year.
Right. All y'all that got herpes last year, come on back,
That's
get
right.
some more herpes this year.
But if they were smart, they'd be like, okay, well, wait a minute, what kind of herpes? There was the wristband. Could the red wristband could be genital herpes. The black wristband could be like, on your face or mouth or wherever else you get it. So at least okay, that guy's got it on his private.
We
area.
have the same matching wristbands.
Right.
We can just
This girl has got it on her private area. We're a perfect fit. But now if you don't want to do
right. Like
top and
I got
bottom.
mouth herpes
Right.
and you've got genital herpes, and
Right.
we're just not a good match.
That's strange.
It's just not going to work.
That is cool. And so
Fate brought us here, but herpes divided us.
the other thing that would be good, like when you go to a concert, there's, I don't know if you've been to a country concert before, but there's a lot of, I've gone to probably more country concerts than any other concert, and there's people watching's pretty good. There's some, I would imagine for guys and girls, there's a lot of eye candy to look at. If you knew 100% of them had herpes, like if I went in there and they're like, hey, just to
Right.
let you know, 100% of these people have herpes, I'd be like, whew, man, the pressure's off.
Not a problem.
Not a problem. Like I have no expectation of dating anybody here, of getting with
None of
anybody
this
here.
is going to happen.
No problem, no problem.
Right.
But if it was 98%, and there was that one girl standing, you know, it'd be like, oh,
Damn,
what
she
about?
looks.
Yeah, she looks fine.
She looks all right.
She looks all right.
Looks healthy.
Right? And there's
She probably works out daily.
2%. There's 120,000 people here. She could be one of them.
She could be one of
Those 2%.
right.
So I don't know. Just food for thought.
That is.
So there's money to be made out there, people. That's what we're talking
There is. 67% is a large market.
about. Right. And
Could be worked.
the colored wristbands, those are good.
If you have herpes, please click subscribe down below.
But we'd have to have different buttons for different colors and different types of
Yeah,
herpes.
that's true.
Right.
No, we accept all. You can any kind of herpes. You can
Listeners.
still subscribe.
Just for
and
listeners.
listen.
Yeah, just for listeners.
Yeah. Listen.
Please don't contact us or see us
Like try to
recognize
visit.
us. Yeah.
Nothing like that.
Yeah. So, how would you like to go to a concert and get herpes? Like those are pretty expensive tickets. I would assume too.
I would think that that's probably because it's a festival, right? So
Yeah,
it's
and-
probably a pretty big,
Cheap $24 beers.
right? Watered down, nasty beer, and
Yeah, the last big country concert I went to, I think we paid. I think it was. I want to say it was $14 for a tall can.
wow.
Yeah, and they were ice cold, but
Still,
yeah,
wow.
yeah, almost got lead poisoning at that one. Not herpes, but almost got lead poisoning
right,
at that one.
yeah.
Yeah, that was no good. But $14 beers, so you know they're making some money out there. Throw some condoms in the mix. Maybe some of those.
And you can overcharge for condoms too.
Oh yeah,
Because what are you gonna do? Not use them? You're at fucking Herp Fest.
right. Herpes 2000.
Right, like-
100% of the population here has herpes. Like
You're
come
gonna
on.
want to wrap it up.
Right, exactly. And then those alcohol pads, like that when you leave like a Chinese food restaurant,
Right.
they give you.
right. yeah.
Yeah, or like Chinese,
The
like
wet naps.
right, the wet naps.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, the wet naps. You could give some fortune cookies that just says you're going to get herpes.
Congratulations.
Every one of them. You
You
have
now
it.
have you have herpes
You
already.
have herpes. You,
There's herpes in this cookie.
we've actually infected you with the wristband.
If you didn't have it before, you now have it.
Yeah. So the other crazy fact. So I did a lot of research on this, which luckily I was scared to do all this research like at my home computer because I was afraid my kids were going to come in and be like, oh, let's get on the computer and be like, oh my god,
Dad's got herpes.
Dad has herpes. Dad was at the concert.
Oh my God.
So I did
knew
it. So I did it all at work.
Right. That's
Yeah. So that
safe
was
place to do it.
yeah, that was a safe place to do it. So I did it all at work. Anyways, so one of the other weird statistics that came out was that I know they're like IT's checking my computer right now. They're like, what?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
He's got herpes.
yeah, but you know what? They're gonna check it, but they're gonna be like, they got the hand
Right.
sanitizer.
I knew he liked going to concerts for a
Right.
reason.
Exactly. So, so when we're talking about 12 cases on average per day in that area, when the Oscars come to town, it goes to 60 per day.
That's insane.
What? Why? I don't. I'm confused. I'm confused. Like,
There's only so many actors, right?
yeah.
There's like
I mean,
99% of the actors out there. Do they have herpes?
There's another statistic we should have looked up.
That's
My
true.
firewall was too strong for that one at work, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So if 100% of them have it, I mean, that would be nice to know.
Yeah.
Because
that-
I've
would
got
be
that
a-
list of people like with my wife, like, if I ever see any of these like 80,000 people that I have on my list, I get a freebie from them, and
Right.
she can't hold it against me.
There you go.
She's allowed to have one, but he's
At least she's got that.
It was
right?
Tupac, so unfortunately
Oh,
she's
that's
out a lot.
unfortunate.
Yeah,
Unless he's still alive somewhere, so she's still got hope to hold on to.
yeah. I guess maybe I should.
You never know.
How about what was the other guy we talked about a couple weeks ago?
Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Anyways, too soon.
Too soon.
Anyways, so yeah, what's the deal with the Oscars? I mean,
Yeah, and is it like
is
the
Usher
people?
at the Oscars? Maybe that's the problem.
I wonder.
Usher and Chris Brown.
And they're connected to this music fest and the Oscars. Are they passing out?
It could be deeper. I bet somebody's passing out.
Somebody's passing it out.
Kid waking up with herpes.
Yeah, yeah. And is it not necessarily the actors? Is it all the people that are around the actors? Like,
Yeah, do they all get together, or are these actors calling? I don't understand. I mean, I wouldn't think that like Mel Gibson would be like, "Hey, herp alert."
Right.
Do you have a minute to look at a picture of my balls? 'Cause
Right.
I've got a weird. I may have
got something going on.
I may have sat on it wrong. I may have caught it in my zipper. And they're like, "Yeah, sure, Mel Gibson, go ahead. We won't tell anybody, including TMZ."
Especially not TMZ.
Yeah. So I'm sure it's not the actors calling.
Right.
I don't know. Where do they get herpes?
And if they do, I would think that, wasn't it Michael Vick? He got caught using the alias Ron Mexico, and he had some sort of an STD or
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. So
do they just use aliases even when they're on Herp Alert?
I wonder if you can do that, because you have to get a prescription. Like, is it going to come?
That's true.
Am I going to go to? I could say, "Hey, I'm Usher." You know, everybody knows Usher, and then I go to CVS and be like, "Is Usher here?"
Be like,
"You're not Usher."
he can dance his way up to the up to the counter.
You're not Usher at all.
Wait a minute.
So yeah, that's a little concerning to me, but I'm not quite sure what the deal is with the Oscars. Why there's so many?
Why
60,
there would be
that's a
so
lot.
many?
From 12 to 60? That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a big jump.
Yeah.
And I understand that it's kind of a small area. I mean, Southern California is not. I mean, it's a big area.
I think herpes can cover a big area.
I would. Apparently, it can.
Yeah.
Apparently, it covers 67% of the area.
According to my work computer,
Yeah.
it was not very
According
clean.
to the statistics.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that's how you get herpes.
That's how you get herpes. Going to
Going
music fests.
Yeah.
Being part of that, getting you some of that 67%.
That's a lot of percentage.
That's a lot.
That's a scary percentage.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Like, I don't have to worry about it because I'm off the market, but
But if you had 100 people in the room, 67 of them are going to have herpes.
yeah, that's true. And can you get it from like drinking out of a
I
the
would
same
imagine
drink?
some of them you can, right? I mean, like
Can you get it
oral?
from drinking out of the same toilet as someone else?
Would think, yeah. You probably shouldn't do that.
Probably shouldn't do that.
Probably shouldn't do that.
I always put down one of those the Texas cowboy hats. What are they called? No, it's not a Texas cowboy hat. It's a something cowboy hat.
Oh, the urinal
the seat protectors.
things,
Yeah.
What
the
are
seat
those
protectors.
called?
I thought it was called a something cowboy hat, but maybe it's the herpes cowboy hat.
The herpes cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I've heard you can get what, crabs you can get from dirty toilets. Isn't that what they say?
Jesus.
Like, legit, you can get sexually transmitted disease from a dirty toilet.
Yeah, this whole thing has me creeped the out. I'm kind of a germaphobe. I'm a clean freak and a germaphobe.
Nice.
So, and I'm allergic to everything in the world.
Including herpes.
I'm definitely allergic to herpes. Well, I would assume I'm allergic to herpes. Maybe I'm not. Maybe that's the reason why I'm not one of the 67%.
That's a good point right there. Like, of that 67 or the remaining, what would it be? 33%? Of that 33%, are there some that are just immune? Like, they just can't get the herpes?
I'm not going to test it out. But like poison oak, if you touch poison oak, you're going to get the herp on your arm, the poison oak herp. But some people don't get poison oak.
See, that's what I'm thinking. Like,
See, this is a dangerous conversation here.
this
though.
is. That's true.
It's a dangerous conversation.
So are there people just rolling around at music fest just with dirty? They just don't even know it. Just like,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
sorry, I'm totally immune to herpes.
they need to have some kind of identification symbol on them. I think that way we all know.
Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Much appreciated. Again, please, if you could, please click subscribe down below. And don't forget to click that little notification bell to receive notification when we post our new stuff. Thank you guys again for listening. We appreciate it. Love you guys.
Stay
Good night.
sexy, San Andreas.
Stay sexy, San Andreas. You got it in there.
I did.
Okay, so I've got a joke.
Oh, good.
Okay. How many hippies does it take to screw in a light bulb? None. They screw in a dirty sleeping bag.